Hi, my name's Jim Panagas, and I'm here this morning chatting with Darryl, a gentleman whom we've met recently, who's fallen out of some hard times. And our goal today is for him to introduce himself to you, hear his story, see how he's fallen into these hard times, and honestly to see how people might be able to help. So Darryl, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
I know your story very well, but I'd like to share some of your story with the audience. Just start off by telling the audience a little bit about yourself. You know, where you're from, what you used to do for a living, and how you got to where you are today.
Right. I grew up I'm a carpenter. I went to school for that. I went to vocational school when I was young. I graduated early, 3.5 years, high school and vocational school. Then I went into the trades, and I've been in the trades for 40 years. The last couple of years, I've had some very hard times. I had to have surgery on my shoulder, so I went in there. They kept me there 60 days. Well, when I came out, my vehicle had been stolen and all my tools gone. So
Some incredible misfortune. Just
you never know
just
what's
like
going to
that.
happen to you.
And how did you end up from there becoming ultimately homeless?
Yeah, well, I didn't have any money, so I couldn't have a place to live.
Yeah.
So I ended up in a tent. We'll keep it brief. Yeah, but you'd be surprised. I started getting jobs. I was standing on the corner with my sign, and people were hiring me to do good jobs too. I got hired by one guy for $20 an hour to do a dormer. He was a carpenter. He had a bunch of tools and he had a truck, but he couldn't do a dormer. So he hires me off the corner.
How did they know from your sign that you were holding up? How did they know that you had carpentry skills?
They didn't.
They
stopped and asked.
Oh.
Yes, there's a lot of people, they don't know what to think when they see me out there. But a lot of people ask, what happened? You know,
Right.
how'd you get here? So, what do you do? Because my sign says, will work. You know, so a lot of people like that, you know, just looking for a handout. So they would stop and ask me, and then they'd give me jobs, but that has thinned out.
So tell me, you know, living in a tent, this is New England. It gets cold out there.
Very cold, yeah.
How are you able to make it? I mean,
Well, I got a nice sleeping bag,
yeah.
and you freeze. The most trouble you have is if you get wet, drying your stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, but
What happens when you get the flu or cough or you get sick?
there's not much you can do. You just get sick. That's it. I don't have any family to help me take care of me. My mother and father passed away recently.
When you're out there standing with your sign and so forth, I would imagine you encounter some other homeless people. Do you?
I've met a couple of people, yeah.
Do you guys?
But I don't hang out with
Right.
hang out with anybody. I'm alone all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I talk to myself a lot now.
Keeps you sane.
Yeah.
How do you keep
So-
your? I mean, you're obviously an intelligent gentleman. You're good-humored, good-natured.
Well-
how do you keep a positive
Yeah,
attitude?
the key to that was God came to me. I had a couple miracles happen, and I've always been connected to the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. You know, I listen to my Bible studies all the time. I have headphones that I can listen to while I'm out there, and I listen to people that do I don't know, conferences and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been I read my Bible, and you learn from that what kind of an attitude to have. When people used to go by me and yell stuff out, at first I would get mad. You know, this guy doesn't know me at all. He's going by and yelling something at me.
Why do you think they do that? Why do?
I don't know.
You know, I can understand.
I have no idea.
I can understand people's trepidation. You know, it's like they don't know you. They're
Yeah,
not
but
sure.
to yell something at somebody, I would never do that.
And I've chatted with a lot of friends who are nice people, good people, and they tend not to give money to the homeless because they think you're going to use it on booze or drugs or cigarettes or whatever.
That's a good point. So I try to keep myself looking decent, and I've had people say that. You keep yourself nice and clean, you know. And I tell people, I'm not a bum. I'm out here because I'm having surgery, and right now
You're falling on hard times.
Yeah, well, surgery is the big thing now.
Yeah.
What happened was I was okay physically okay. Now I'm not. I went and seen a doctor, and he told me, you've had bone on bone for years. You have
This
to
is
have,
your hip you're talking about?
Yeah, I have to have hip replacement. Both of them, actually. But the left one's not so bad right now. The right one's gone. Now I can barely stand up for 5 minutes. I have to hobble along now. You know, I really need a crutch. The cane's not cutting it. I got my elbow swole up. I got water on the elbow. I never had nothing like that before. I'm like, what
And
is
obviously
that
you
from?
can't work until that hip is fixed, right?
Right. So I've got a date to get my hip fixed. I'm at a point where I have to get by. I have to survive, and I need to after my surgery, I'd like to get back to work. I can have a normal life like everybody else. You know, this can happen to anybody.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
You know, in this
in
economy.
an instant, your life can change. Like,
So you went from working, making
Yeah.
enough money to have an apartment or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, and be a consumer, and just a series of bad mishaps in a row, and you got nothing.
It didn't take long.
No.
Bam! When someone takes everything you own.
Now a lot of people watching this are going to be thinking like, "Wow, this could be me. I'm like a paycheck or two away," you know.
That's what people tell me when they're out there, you know. Or I've been there. People tell me I've been there. You're going to be okay. Hang tough.
Yeah.
You know, I get a lot of those people. But I get other people that are interested. They'll stop and ask me, so what happened? You know, those are nice people, thoughtful people. Some of them are Christians. I'm a Christian myself. So I changed my attitude from yelling at people that yelled at me to I'm thinking about that poor guy, that guy's wife. That poor woman has to put up with a guy that would go by and yell something at someone he doesn't know. I would never have thought of that my whole life. I would never have yelled at somebody. But some people do. It's getting less and less and less, you know. But again, a lot of good people have been helping. But so I'm surviving. They give me a sandwich and stuff like that. Some people make little donations. So I have to have a phone to get work, to be able to stay in communication with anybody.
Yeah.
And they're cheap. Phones are cheap now. You know, you pay by the month. And so that when people give me money, it goes towards that. Now I'm at the point, this should interest you and everyone out there. I have a hard time walking now. So I had a bicycle and I can't even do that anymore. So I managed to take the money people were giving me and I bought a little motor online and I put it on the bicycle. So now I can get around with that.
Yeah, but in the rain, in the
Yeah.
snow,
Oh, yeah.
it's cold out there.
It's not ideal.
No, and you got a bad hip.
Yes.
You know.
So it's still very hard.
Yeah.
But, you know, I count everything as a blessing. I try not to look at the downside. I wake up every day and I thank God for everything that I have.
So
Could be
if
a
you-
lot worse.
So a lot of people are going to be watching this. You know, we'll probably use some social media channels, YouTube, other
Wow.
things. What can they do? So that you get the average person watching today. Maybe they're not comfortable coming up to you in person and doing anything.
Yeah, a
you
lot
know.
of people feel that, you know, they don't want to say something.
But
they're
what,
feeling
but
bad.
what from a distance? What can they do? What do you need?
I need to get tools and I'd like to get a vehicle. I'm pretty useless without a vehicle.
Yeah.
Then I can get tools. When I get a job, I can buy the tools that I need for that job.
You also need a place to stay.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but-
you know, these are we're talking just basic human necessities
Yeah,
here.
you got to start off with the basics.
You know,
First
I mean,
thing
I know you
need-
have these great carpentry skills, but you know, you need a good night's sleep. You need to be able to, you know,
Yeah,
not
but
sleep in
that
a
doesn't
tent.
come unless you pay for it.
I know.
So
I know,
that's you know you need first, last, and security, and up here things are very expensive.
I know. Yeah.
So I'm just looking for a vehicle first. You know, people can help me with donations. I could get a vehicle. I can find one. God will give me the right deal.
But maybe we'll find someone in your audience that has an apartment or a residence.
Well,
that you know,
you
I
never
mean,
know.
You never know.
You never know. When I was in Texas, there was a guy. He was a paraplegic, and they needed help. So I volunteered to help them move, and they said, "Oh, we can pay you." So they paid me. They only had enough money to pay me for one day. We hardly got nothing done that day. I said, "Listen, you don't have to worry about that. I'll stay and help you until we get the job done." And I helped a woman down in Edinburgh. I went on a mission trip with my church.
This is in Texas?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a carpenter, and they needed, you know, carpenters and stuff. They were building a house for a woman who had her arms chopped off at the elbows and her legs chopped off at the knees.
Diabetic?
No, she got a blood infection from a doctor in Mexico. It was right down by the Mexican border on Edinburgh, Texas.
Yeah.
So I go down there, and every day we were there, she had a smile on her face. So that's another thing that helps me. I can think, well, what could ever happen to me where I have, you know, why I have the right to complain. So just having this isn't that bad. I mean, I really can't do any work or anything right now. But as soon as the surgery's done, I have something to look forward to. but I need help. It would be nice to have help.
Let's talk about some of the basics of daily life. You got to eat.
When I'm out there, people give me sandwiches and stuff.
Well, that's
so
good.
Day to day, I haven't had a problem, and I'll save stuff. But you can't bring food to the tent.
Yeah.
I've had animals break into the tent and tear a hole in it.
Yeah.
Many times, so I stopped bringing food back to the tent
Yep.
unless it's canned goods or something that they can't smell. And I take my trash out every day so there's nothing left over. If I'm eating a sandwich in there, I take it with me. I haven't had any problems with I had a raccoon that came into my tent, tore a big hole in it. And the thing reached in through the hole and he grabbed I had chocolate in my pants pocket. I wake up and my pants are gone. I'm like, what? I look outside and it was out there and he just wanted the chocolate. I'm like, wow. I was asleep.
They're creative creatures.
That was a funny story.
What about homeless organizations, churches? You know, do any of them able to help?
Yes, in New Hampshire lately, I had a woman come up to me. There's one here in town, and they call it Isaiah. The woman who worked there, I had mentioned I could use a pair of boots. She went, and I gave her my phone number and stuff. She called me up. I got some boots for you. She went and bought them herself.
So there are some nice humanitarians out there.
Yes, I'm still wearing the boots today.
Yeah, yeah, but not enough of them, unfortunately.
She told me don't sell them. I'm like, sell them?
Yeah, wear them.
I need them.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's very hard right now. I'm just scraping by. Well, I help people whenever I can. I've had people walking by me before and ask me if I have money.
Really?
And I give them some money. Sure.
Wow. How do you do that? You don't
I
have
gave
enough.
one guy my last dollar.
You don't have
one
enough for
day.
yourself,
It was
though.
my last dollar. I gave it to a guy. And then turn around and someone hands me $5.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do it for that reason, but
So how often do you have to go out, you know, holding a sign
I go out every day.
every day?
Yeah, what else am I going to do? Sit around? I can't stand sitting around doing nothing. I can't do that. I have to go out and try to find work. Lately, I haven't gotten a lot of work, and it's wintertime too, you know. So things are getting harder and harder and harder, but I'm able to pay my phone bill so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to use the extension last month. They give me a 3-day extension, but I managed to come up with the $50. That's how close it is.
Yeah.
You know, but food, people do give me. I'm not starving. I could lose a little weight actually. I'm not working, you know.
What if somebody watching right now wants to offer you a job?
Well, as soon as I'm able to, I will do it.
So what we might be able to do in this video is
That would
have
be
your
wonderful.
email or your phone number,
I love
or a
to
way to
work.
get in
I love to
contact.
do
We'll
carpentry.
come up with a way for people to get in contact with you.
Yes, I
Yeah,
give
maybe.
my phone number.
Yeah.
I give everybody my phone number.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know. I haven't gotten a lot of phone calls lately, but that's all right because it's gotten, in the last 2 months or 3 months, it's gotten so bad I really couldn't do anything people would be worth paying me per hour, you know. I can't do that.
So a lot of people watching this fear running out of money, losing their home or their apartment, losing their car,
Yeah.
losing their utilities.
People tell me that. I'm
Yeah.
one paycheck away from being
Exactly,
where you are.
and there's a lot of
I hear
people.
that a lot.
A lot of people in that category.
Yeah.
Do you have any words of wisdom or hope for them?
Try to be independent. Start your own business. Find out what you can make money at. You know, in sales. There's different things to do. There's stuff out there you could try to do. It's hard if you're already homeless and you don't have a vehicle. It makes it much, much harder. A vehicle is such a big step up.
Because that's mobility.
You can't even imagine.
That's mobility.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one last question for you, and this is I need you to think about it for a second.
Okay.
What do you think is the way out of your current situation?
I'm hoping to get through to the point where I can work again.
So you need to be healthy first.
Yeah.
Right? You need that surgery.
The surgery's coming.
Right.
I have a date.
Okay.
I want to get that done.
And when is that? How
March
long?
24th.
Okay, so that's not
Then
too
I have
far
to
away.
do therapy after that. I heard good things about that.
So by
the
this
hips.
late spring, early summer, you may be healthy
I'll be
enough
on
to
my
work.
feet, hopefully.
Okay. But so in order though, so you need
you
need to do that surgery.
Yeah.
You need
A vehicle. And
You
then-
need
and
tools.
Yes.
And you need a place to stay.
Yeah.
You know those.
Well, that
are,
would be nice.
Well,
I have a tent, but it's not
but
ideal.
if we got those basics covered, you got a shot at re-entering society. You know, it's tough.
That sounds so bad.
I know it is bad. You know, I mean, you know, we're pulling for you. You know,
Good.
but it's
Yeah.
And there are plenty of
This
people.
is like nothing's ever like this has ever happened to me before.
Well,
Some guys come along and they want to help me, and you make a video. They're going to try to show
We're gonna try.
people who can help me get the word out there. That's great.
I lied. I got one more question
All right.
for you. So I want you to look into the camera just for.
Yeah, I didn't do that a lot. Like
It's
that.
okay.
I was supposed
Just
to.
but here's your chance for you, just for a minute or two, to talk directly to the audience. For anybody who might be seeing this, what do you want them to know or to hear? What do they need to know about you and your situation?
No, I don't know what to tell them. I'm looking to get some good jobs, but right now I can't work. I need to get by till I can get a vehicle and get tools, and then I can find jobs.
So that that's actually
do them.
So that's actually
That about sums it up.
right. So that's very finite and realistic.
Yeah.
You know, surgery, vehicle, tools.
Yeah. I could
place
take the
to live.
vehicle before surgery would be okay with me.
Yeah, I know. But those those four things, and you're
Yeah.
got a shot.
You give me like a couple of months, and I'll be done with the surgery, and I'll be all right. If people can help me.
Well,
This is incredible. I can't believe you guys are doing this for me.
absolutely. It's the least we can do.
See, I pray every day. Now I pray for Joe. I ask him to be blessed every day, and I'll put you on the list too.
Thank you, sir.
And I see God doing things for me every day. Every little thing, you can see it after a while. So,
Well, Darryl,
God bless all of you.
it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
This has been good.
God bless you, and we'll see if we can find some relief for you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. By the end of the day, I have a hard time walking back. Thank you very much. I'm out here because I'm getting my hips replaced. I'm in a very tough situation. I appreciate your help. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. Look at this guy. That's very nice of you. Thank you. God bless you.